And a judge granted a change of venue for jury selection and trial in the murder case against a Perry woman. 42-year-old Kaylee Brackett was sentenced to 55 years in prison in 2024 for the murder of 43-year-old Kim Neptune of Pleasant Point in 2022. Brackett appealed her conviction, arguing that key evidence was used against her was unreliable. Maine's highest court agreed, throwing out her conviction and ordering a new trial. On June 18th, Brackett's attorneys argued a Washington County jury would face presumed prejudice because of prior media coverage. They cited reporting on an affidavit they say was false, along with stories that incorrectly stated Brackett confessed. The state argued the reports were published far enough in advance that they would not affect a jury. The judge ruled the pretrial publicity was, quote, so extensive and pervasive that prejudice is presumed. From here on out, all pretrial matters will remain in Washington County. Jury selection and trial will be held in Waldo County.